Right, welcome back to the Always Racing podcast, where we like to talk to people who've turned their passions for motorsport into a business. Today we're with Tim Evans. Morning, Tim.
Hello.
Welcome
Hi,
to
Chris.
PMW. Tim is a good friend of mine.
Teammate.
Teammates, even, yeah. We raced together for years and years and years. I just want to talk to Tim today. That you can race in all different kinds of motorsport, and it can be affordable and you can make it work. So you have been racing a long time.
I started in 1985.
What did you
Where were you
start,
then,
Tim?
Chris? Where were you in 1985?
1985, I was in school.
Yeah, 1985 was karting.
Karting,
The local circuit near me, which is Three Sisters in Wigan.
Yep.
Started there. As we all do, in and around that time, wife and the children come along, so I give it a bit of a break. In fact, it was about a 10-year break to 95.
Right.
I started karting again. A couple of years, went into gearbox karting, and luckily or whatever, I actually raced in the England team.
Right. Wow.
Late 90s.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was, that time of year, we went into long circuit, which is your Silverstone, your Alton, and your long circuits with long circuit gearbox karting, which was pretty dangerous.
Normal race circuits with big cars.
With-
Fairings?
Yeah.
Yep.
So really, it's like your indoor karting chassis.
Yep.
Not much more technology than that, with a bit of fairing on it, a bit of wing, and you're doing 160 miles an hour.
So sketchy stuff.
It was. I saw a guy we sort of racing Mallory Park. This guy, because what happened is with a two-stroke, the C's.
Yeah.
And if you don't get to your clutch, the car will spin.
Yeah.
So this guy, we're on a straight. This guy spun. He came back on the circuit. Somebody hit him. I went underneath him. He did about 4 or 5 flips in the air, and I went underneath. And I thought maybe time to move on.
Yeah.
So
your wife and children and things like that.
Yeah. I thought maybe not worth it. So Caterham came along. I did a few years in Caterham's with the Caterham graduates, which is a very, very sort of.
And from when you went to, so what year did you go Caterham?
Oh,
So that's your first car race.
First car racing was late 90s.
And have you ever not raced a year since
Do you
then?
know, that is a great question, and the answer from 95, I've raced every year.
Raced every year?
Yeah, since
So for
to
20,
now, to the present.
So what's
So
that?
what's that?
30 years?
Yeah, it will be.
So
Yeah,
you've raced something every year for the last 30 years?
Yeah.
Well, that's... you
you're
like
right.
it then?
Yeah, I do. It's all right.
So what followed Caterham's?
Caterham's, went into kit car, so bike engine, kit car stuff, which is really good.
So something that someone sort of understand. I know these are factory built, but like a Radical, but more of
Caterham shape.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So what they do, there's various kit cars that you can put bike engine.
Oh,
I
right.
think
So
we had
it's a
Fire
Caterham
Blade.
shape with a bike engine to
That's
start
it.
with. Sorry.
And then, so that was a bit more, I knew what sort of the setup was at
Yeah.
Caterham roughly, so it wasn't too
That
much
became
of
its
a
own class,
leap.
did it? That?
Yes.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. And then we moved on to sort of like the Lotus Elan shape sort of kit cars with the bike engines in.
So it's GRB, did it?
Yeah, Phoenix.
Yeah.
Phoenix stuff with.
So this sort of stuff that looks like a Radical.
Yes.
But a bit
Yeah.
more primitive,
Yeah.
earlier versions.
The good thing with the bike engine stuff, you've got sequential boxes, so we put onto paddles, which is relatively sort of simple because it was on cables.
Yeah, so it's
So
like
you've got
higher
your-
end stuff is now, but back then.
Yeah.
So you had a real
you
race
had-
car experience.
Exactly,
Yeah.
sequential box, flat shifts,
Yeah.
and it was just cabled back engine.
And so any success in the Caterham's bikes or the other ones?
Caterham's third in the championship,
Yeah.
British Championship, and bike engines similar.
Yeah.
So after bike engines, we worked with Scooby Clinic, a Subaru company in Chesterfield. They did a bit of time attack.
Yeah.
So they wanted to race a car. So we got together, they built a car for me, and it was 650 horsepower.
Wow.
Out of, a four-wheel drive.
So this is like the Mark 1 Impreza.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's an import
the
one,
pretty
4-door.
shape,
Yeah. But the thing with that, bless them, they had the technology for the engine, 650 horsepower, but it was a 3-stage map with flick switches. It was a bit archaic,
yeah.
and it had launch control and a flick switch. But when you got to your 650, because what we did, we went into like a classic touring cars.
Yeah,
so you were
I was
with.
say, what did you race? Like?
That's right. So you were with the Super Tours that
Right.
guys have bought privately at that
Yeah.
time. So we had to sort of up the
power.
horsepower. But what we did, when we upped the horsepower, I used to twist the gearbox.
Oh.
So when I knew it was 5th gear and I was on full map, and it would stick in 5th gear. So I didn't finish a lot of races, but we sort of developed the car.
Still 4-wheel drive?
Yes.
And how did that work on track? Because I've never driven anything 4-wheel drive on track.
What we needed, I mean,
How does
it had
it feel
a
compared to rear-wheel drive, front-wheel drive? Is it its own thing?
Understeery.
Understeery, right?
Yeah. These cars had like an electric sort of mid diff, so you could adjust. But it was you could never turn it more to the back than the front.
Right, you couldn't get enough in the back.
No,
right.
no. So it was still front.
So did
you
have
could
to
do it with more technology, but the guys weren't sort of.
Yeah.
You know, they were selling road cars.
What was the best way to get out of it? Like trail braking hard, trying
Yes.
to get it in, turned in, and then punch it out the corner.
Yeah, real trail. Just pull it on the front with trail brake. Get the weight on the front, so it would turn in.
Because if you tried to carry too much speed,
it would
wash.
off. Yeah, it would wash out.
Right.
Yeah, you're dead right.
And then what happened? What's after the after that? How long did you race the Subaru for?
With those, 3 or 4 years.
Yeah.
But the development sort of stayed. We got to a stage where we weren't going any further. So I was in a supermarket somewhere, and Nick Chatburn had just said, "I've just got this new series up. We're in the Civic Cup."
Right.
The Civic Cup.
This is where my motorsport career begins.
Yeah.
So you're doing it 1 or 2 years before I started, I think, was it?
I did it. I started in 2010. When you used to just
12.
Yeah.
Was it? I don't know. I started in 14. So how long before? Maybe it was though, because they were sort of changing it from EKs and EGs to EPs were creeping in when I started. So it must have been a couple of years of.
It was
just 1,600 cars.
It was
originally.
EKs at the first, and there was a couple of EGs, majority EKs, but because it was.
And this was Nick Chatburn and
Sean
Woods,
from
SW Motorsport, whose championships previously been sold, but they were the founders of that championship.
The year, let's say it was 2010, it was the first year that they had the standalone grid.
Okay.
Before that, there was in a grid of different classes.
Okay.
And that didn't really interest me, but he said, "Listen, we're going to get full
So
full
who
grid."
did he run with when it was a mixed grid?
Mixed grid. I think it was the old Track Attack or Track. It was the.
So it was Bark, possibly.
Yes,
right.
Bark. Yeah.
Yeah.
So they got with Time Attack.
Time Attack, yeah.
And they did their own grid.
Yeah, and
that's
also
when I
there
was
was
involved.
big crowds, weren't it, at the time?
Big crowd.
So
really good.
The lads liked the idea of the crowd.
Yes.
Plus it's a standalone grid, and then it started to grow from there. So the numbers started coming up in Civic Cup.
It was quite comical, really. The first, you opened the programme of the first years of the Civic Cup, because it was Sean, Woods, and Nick were all from Leyland, Lancashire.
Yeah.
It was like all the drivers where they came from. It was Chorley, Leyland, Preston.
It was like
it was
a Northern Championship.
Which was fantastic. We had, and that's when you came in.
Yeah, so I think I started in 2014, something like that. Notable successes in Civic Cup. Do you remember or you've enjoyed?
Yeah, won a few. What was quite proud of, I think we won in the. Was it class? The 1600s was standalone at first.
Yeah.
Then the EP3s came.
Yeah,
the
so
2
they were like the backwards way around. So the Class A cars were 1600, the Class Bs were thin because they come later, even though the Class Bs were 2 litre.
That was it.
So Class A, I think, because I've got a third in a championship, it'd be a Class A championship.
Yeah, I can't. I think I was the same. I think Rich Hockley. I think I come second to Rich Hockley.
Yeah.
One of the early doors.
Yeah.
But I won in the Class A's, which was the 1600s, and I think I was the first to win in having both, because I won in the EPs as well.
Yeah.
I held that for a bit until I think.
Yeah, so I've won a Class A. I've only ever podiumed a Class B. So.
Right. Oh, you know.
So yeah, no, well, you got me there.
It's
much more competitive nowadays. Yeah. So and they were 2 completely different cars to drive, weren't they?
Yes, I mean
both dead rewarding to drive, but totally different things.
And I think you agree with me. The Class A, the 1600s were the better cars to drive. They were more of a race car.
Yeah, and that's that's why I've built another one. But
Yeah.
yeah, great thing to start with. And what I was going to get onto before in one of the last interviews is that I'm so glad I started in a one-mate championship, because I was talking to Michi before, and he was saying like people just want to bolt more power on, and instead of tuning the car and the suspension and the brakes, where in a one-mate series, it's got to come out of you or the car, because you can't
so
add
much more
parts.
competitive.
And it just brings you on. Like if you end up just by chance in a mixed power to weight championship or a rules-based championship where you can spend your way to the top, your driving doesn't come nowhere near as competitive as if you're a one-mate.
So much more competitive, so much harder work.
Yeah, and that just drags you up, doesn't it? You know, that's the level you've got to be at. And I'm so glad that there was no research in it. I started Civic Cup because the guy who runs the championship was in Leyland around the corner.
There you go. That's what we're saying.
Yeah. So, and then after Civics, so what's happened after? So, how long did you do Civics for?
Civics was probably the longest time.
You did that for quite a long time, didn't you?
Yeah. So, I think we got involved with the BRSCC, developing with Sean, with yourself, developing the new formulas.
Yeah.
So then we built collectively, all of us did.
Yeah, because you were sort of Civic up until you started with the TT development.
Yes.
Weren't you really? There was no really anything in between.
So what I did,
you'd run the Civic in other things, didn't you? Mixed classes and bit, but then.
Well, what I did over the years, I became a race instructor. So I did quite a lot of instructing in various things.
Yeah.
And then I started sort of renting and running a couple of guys in my car, my Civic, in, like you say, in club sport and different events. So 2 drivers or whatever. So the Civic then was getting a bit long in the tooth. So
clean, they were going rusty cars, weren't they? Hard to get a good car.
Yeah, I spoke to Sean. I said, right, what do you think? I want to build another car. What do you think we should do? He said, go something VAG based, DSG ideally, and we'll work on that. So I pulled the old internet out and I found on Copart a Mark II TT.
Yeah.
Accident damage, whatever, front end. So I think it was £1,200. So over the period of the next few
2 litre
TFSI. And because we looked around and we thought, there's not many TTs. This car's either going to be really, really good or really bad.
No, you just didn't see them. They weren't a thing at all.
No.
And then, so started building that. Then Sean developed some parts for it. Wing, splitter, set of wheels. And then, for me, it's been one of the, you see a street car, think nothing of it.
Yeah.
You put a wing, the splitter, especially where they've done
started looking tasty.
It just looks like a proper race car.
We thought this looks quite
nice.
I
think that's why the success of CT and also success of Civic is people want to race something that looks cool.
Yeah.
And it performed well.
Yeah.
Front wheel drive, 2 litre turbo, mini touring car.
Simple.
Yeah.
It went from a hairdresser's car to quite a nice little GT racer, I think.
Yeah. And I drove them when we early development. You could do a really intuitive to drive. You could push hard straight away.
I mean,
you get it by scruff at neck.
Exactly.
It was lively and but good. Really solid chassis.
And when we used to, my mechanic always says, you used to get out of a Civic after the race. I could ring my T-shirt.
Yeah.
Get out of the Audi. It says like you weren't going to the shop.
Yeah.
And it is.
Yeah. And you've got the option to be manual or DSG. Like I say, we run DSG stuff so you can get them for club sport and the mini enduros to 45 minutes or 2-hour races. And then the TT
everything.
Cup, the manual seems to be more competitive for sprint.
Yeah.
Very versatile car, fits in loads of classes.
And it's always good because the power to weight for the class is always at the top of the class. So it's always a chance of winning that class within reason.
Yeah, a good looking car.
Right.
Then you moved, so then you were carried on with development, didn't you? That's been your theme then for the last 4 or 5 years, hasn't it?
So
development of championships with BRSCC
collaboration. That's right. We became Garage 23.
Yeah, Garage 23 with your partner, Warren. Before we leave the TT, the launch of that championship, straight into not even a full grid, where there was a possibility it might need 2, 1 qualifying and 3 races because there's that many cars.
It was.
I mean? I think SW sold 100 kits.
Within the first, what was it?
At least within, if you call it the first year, but it was in a smaller time frame of that, the bulk of them. And
absolutely bananas.
A brilliant championship launch from that, from your idea, from
Well,
So I'll show
I
you.
think I might have been pushed into it with the short,
I'm
with the
sh-
short
and
ones. I
so
don't
your
know.
royalties from that then must be
Yeah.
you must be living the high life.
Never mind, eh?
Yeah. So then, what came after that then?
So then the next was the City Car Cup,
Yeah.
which was the Igo, the C1 and the Peugeot
Yeah, 107.
7.
10 something.
All same engine.
Yeah.
Sort of basic, sort of rung of the ladder for novices. So they decided to run a novice cup, and there was same again with that. There was 30 odd cars
And
in
that
the
was
first
so there was already a C1 endurance championship
Yes.
with another club.
Yeah.
This is a sprint format.
sprint format, a quali and 2 races in the
Yeah.
day.
And I've never driven one of them. What were they like to drive?
Good fun, as long as you're racing with it likewise, because they're
Okay,
about 67 horsepower, but they're great fun.
But I believe like it's nerve wracking on the limit because you've got to be flat out
Yeah,
everywhere.
yeah, same again.
And when things go like they have quite big crashes, don't they? Because
Yeah.
there's no pulling out of anything.
No, I mean, yeah, I've seen a lot of fellas,
All about
guys.
carrying momentum.
They carry momentum, a bit too much momentum on the grass. Keep the foot in, and it only has to bounce, and it's over.
Yeah.
But hey, that's
So
how
that
it
was
is.
another big success,
Yeah,
big launch.
yeah. That we launched that, and the first
It's gone
first
still
meeting,
going great, isn't it?
Yeah, I think if anything, that is probably the most
I mean,
successful.
Yeah, and like been great, like a great platform to get people that have not been into circuit racing. For one thing I can think of that's moved on quickly to higher things is Andrew Dyer. Started in C1.
Absolutely.
The guy can drive, obviously,
Yeah,
but that was his first entry into circuit. Then gone to TTs, won and been competitive in TTs.
Yeah.
Drives TCR cars, everything.
Guy
you know,
can drive, gotta say.
quick progression though.
Yeah.
Straight away. But that was his that was tempting enough and cheap enough. I thought, I'll give this a go.
What is
and,
it?
And he must like. He's still racing them now.
I'm gonna
You
say
know,
it
and he
does,
races from there to the very top.
The students, because
Yeah.
the student they had within the championship they had a student cup, didn't they? So all the colleges had a package to build a car, get a driver in, and run it.
Yeah.
And it was great for each college. And now I think there's about 15 within the championship of student in a separate championship.
Yeah.
Really good.
Right. Then BMW Super Cup.
Yes.
Is the next one.
The next one, yeah. Nice.
Which we built one of those. They were good.
I think you raced it first.
Yeah, possibly. Yeah.
I think you did, yeah.
Yeah.
That was another nice looking car, 1 Series. So you've got your 1600 turbo, which was 240 horse with a map. Same again, 1 Make Series that's now up and running.
Yeah, and then most recently DS3 Cup.
DS3 Cup, yeah. Same again, 1 Make Series it's running with the production cup at the moment, but it's got its championship next year.
Yep. So it's been a series this year, and
then
then
a
full
championship next year.
So
with
next
the
year's the year you
BRCC.
want to get involved.
That's the up and coming. It's the next step or rung of the ladder, should I say, from City Car Cup.
Yeah.
It's now got 130 horsepower. It's a bigger car, not too big. Same again, you could sort of cost-wise, you can build them. The kit's $6,500.
Build a car for 10.
$1,000.
Nice car for 10.
Yeah, for 10 grand you'll
Good
have
looking little race car as well.
great car. 1600. It's the Cooper engine. 1600 non-turbo.
Yeah.
Plenty of parts. Let's see how it goes.
So if people want to either rent cars, get cars built, where can they find your information, your stuff?
Garage 23. We have a small unit near me who work on the back with Sean SW Motorsports for any race cars, any hires, be it Audi TT, DS, City Car Cup, BM 1 Series. We run the teams for that.
So Dave, is your Facebook best place to
Facebook's
get to?
the best place, Garage 23.
Garage 23. Thank you very much.
Super.
Cheers.
Thanks, Chris.
Thanks.
See you on the track sometime.
I hope you enjoyed that, guys. You can see you can race for 30 years and still keep the wife happy. So we'll see you on the next one.